So what you're saying is you need us to get them back from this crazy cult?
Essentially, yes. And Vuska nods his head.
Um,
I believe they have convinced Deja's son Ezra to be a part of the sacrifice. One of the great pleasures that Ganador takes in is those who willingly sacrifice themselves. Those who can convince another are granted with great rewards. I tried to talk to Ezra, but he would not have any of it. And so, in my old age, I feel I would not be able to go down into this temple of Ganador and retrieve him. Not for my old friend. He has trained his children well in the art that he used to follow. And I cannot stand between the three of them.
Great.
Alright, I'm gonna need a little bit more. Can I get like some sort of like piece of paper and a writing utensil real quick?
Absolutely. Arthur, please, give this nice kobold some writing utensils. And Arthur walks to the back of the room. There's a little desk in a study, and he brings you back some paper and a bit of charcoal for you to write with.
Need a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna look to the woman. Okay. Can you give me a physical description of what your son's face looks like that general area?
It's a bit like mine. He's thin, pale, gaunt. His hair is short, curly, and blonde. He is small of frame, only about a little over 5 feet. His nose is similar to mine, and she gestures to it, and it seems to be small and rounded, and smaller lips, and his ears are a bit wide.
Okay. I'm gonna try and basically sketch what his, like, basically do a suspect drawing and, like, draw what his, like, face would generally look like.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check to see how well you can draw.
Can I make a paint, like, can I add my proficiency because I'm proficient with painter's supplies?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Let's do 20 plus 5, 21.
Yeah, you get a pretty good composite sketch, and you show it to her and goes, "That's remarkably well. That looks almost just like my dear Ezra."
41 years, and I've done this a lot. And you kind of, I'm gonna roll the parchment that I got back up, like put it in my pocket. You said that this old friend of yours trained his children in an art of some sort. What kind of art?
Vuska turns to you. Back when I used to run with Telfor, he could not be matched in one-on-one combat with his hands. He had much abilities. His agility, he seemed to be able to channel some type of energy with himself and stun his opponents in their place. He was truly graceful in the battlefield. But in saving my life, he took a grieved blow, and it shattered his arm and leg and several other bones. He never quite was able to fight again, but it seems his desire for power led him down a different path. One I feel mostly responsible for.
Power can make some people do some crazy things, but thank you.
Especially if one follows Ganador. Do any of you know of this old god of my people?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Helena shakes her head no.
I can make a religion check.
Yeah, go ahead and make a religion check, see if you're familiar with Ganador.
Could I also make a religion check for that?
Whoever. Yeah, if
Okay.
you have proficiency in religion, go ahead and make a check for it.
Do I have?
Or if you have a half proficiency being a bard, you
I
may
do
be a
have
jack of all trades.
proficiency.
I can't make the check because I'm not proficient in religion.
I have a history proficiency.
Yeah, go ahead and make a history. He would be in the
Well,
history books, either history
okay.
or religion. That's fine.
I got a natural 17, but since I'm at a dis, I got 12.
I got a 21.
Oh,
Yes. Okay, a few of you, this name, you don't need to put the number. It'd be like a 1d20 instead of that number, Galena.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Yeah. So a few of you do know this name, Ganador. He is basically the god of slimes and oozes, and used to be one of the original gods of the Drow, but they turned for the Spider Queen Loth instead. And they are big enemies. Both are very cruel, both are very evil, and as Vuzka has mentioned, Ganador loves sacrifices. It can just be bones and meat and things like that, but it prefers the daily sacrifice of some living sentient being. And the more willing that person is, the more power he will grant to his priests. And with that knowledge, you would know that there's probably, wherever a temple would be of this thing, would also be slimes and oozes.
It says, and then drinks all of his hard alcohol.
I caught a part of that where you drank all your alcohol, Barry. You broke up a little bit at the beginning.
Oh. Well, I just wanted to ask how much money.
Voska takes a deep sigh, goes, I'm familiar with the ways of adventuring. I wouldn't dare ask you to go on something so dangerous without some type of payment. I've given away most of my exotic goods and artifacts from my time, but I could pay you each 500 gold. Or in gems, if that's what you prefer. Perhaps I still have a common magical item, one or two, sitting around, if that would fancy you instead.
For me, 500 gold is 500 gold each. You said.
Each, yes.
Oh, that sounds good for me, anyways.
400 and a magical item.
It would depend on the magical item, but something could be worked out. Like I said, I do not have what I used to. Arthur, would you mind bringing me the cloak? And Arthur walks away from the room. It's not incredibly useful, but it has gotten me out of a few problems in my past. And Arthur comes back with this basic-looking black cloak. Arthur, would you mind giving a demonstration? And he whips it around, puts it on his back, and there's no wind in the room, but you can see it ruffle and blow in a very heroic moment for Arthur as he stands there with a billowing cloak. That's about all it does. But it can quite help you when you're trying to talk to another. It helped me in the past. Like I said, most of my great artifacts I no longer possess.
Barry just says, I want it.
I could give you perhaps 250 gold in the cloak, if that's your choosing. But first, I need this mission completed, and then we can finalize the payments. But that is what I offer.
Of course.
Consider it done.
The god of ooze. You'll find his lackeys there, I'm sure. In any temple, they are drawn to him. Have any of you fought one of these before?
An ooze or a cultist?
An ooze. They're one and the same.
Unfortunately, no.
Couple on my day.
Can't say I have.
Zana not fight ooze, but ooze ate Zana sheep once.
Yes, they do that. Like Ganador, they have insatiable hunger, and do not take them lightly. They will eat your weapons and destroy your armor if you let them. So, before you go, I recommend taking a few spares. Arthur. And Arthur walks to one of the bookcases and pulls it to the side and seems to be sitting on wheels, and he wheels it away. There's several long swords, a great sword, dagger, bow, arrow. Fortunately, I no longer have any armor that I used to run or wield or any of my other fellow adventurers, but I've kept a few melee weapons around. Please, take a
What is
few
a
extras.
crossbow?
Do you have an extra spellcasting staff that I could use as a focus?
He thinks for a moment. I perhaps have one, but it is dear to me. It was the one I started with, well, 300 years ago. So you can go ahead and try and make a persuasion check to convince him to get rid of his
I
staff.
am proficient in that, so I will try.
Okay.
Let's see. 13.
What do you say?
You know, I, as a new adventurer, would love to use your old staff. It could be quite a treasure, you know, getting an adventurer on his way.
I suppose you're right. Arthur, would you mind bringing that from my bedroom? Arthur leaves for a little bit. He comes back with a basic gnarled staff. It's basic, but it would get the job done in case you find yours in the belly of an ooze.
I appreciate this greatly. I will try to return it to you.
So whoever would like an extra weapon, basically whatever you have on your character sheet, you can add one more of what your weapon uses. So if
Can
you
I
have
get
some
more
daggers,
crossbow bolts?
you can. He certainly has crossbow bolts. You find 40 more crossbow bolts that you may take. He does not have an
Hell
extra
yeah.
crossbow, but he does have an extra bow that you could take instead.
Is it
There's
a
a couple.
short bow or is it a long bow?
It is a short bow.
Against
I
this
don't
guy.
use short bows or long bows. 'Cause they
That's
give
up to
me
you.
a disadvantage.
Did you indicate that there was like spears or javelins there?
There is a few javelins, but there doesn't seem to be any spears.
So the satyr will get up and like her hooves will clock across the ground as she approaches the javelins. She inspects them. How many are there?
There's only 4.
Is anyone else using the javelin?
I have
No.
one, but you can take them.
So she'll take all 4. She'll have a total of 8 javelins.
I was wondering if she has any great swords, battle axes, mauls.
There is a great sword, but there's nothing other than that in large weaponry. He used to be a wizard. He doesn't have a lot to go with like heavy stuff. He looks kind of frail.
Galena would like the great sword.
You may take an extra great sword.
You is wanting back?
I sure do.
No,
He
I
looked at the
acting-
satyr. Yeah. No, if you haven't faced the news before, there is a good chance that you may need these, as your weapons will turn to rust or be consumed.
I will. Do you have a wooden shield by any chance?
There doesn't seem to be any shields.
Is there, how many daggers are there? Is there only one?
There's about 4 daggers in total.
Does anyone want any other daggers?
No.
I will take all 4 daggers.
Okay, add 4 daggers to your sheet. Any other weapons anyone here is looking for in particular?
Just another quarterstaff or a club, just in case.
Yeah, there is a basic club that you could take. Okay, everybody all armed up?
More daggers to my character sheet.
So in the equipment section on your character sheet, there's a spot that says, I believe it is manage items, something like that. Let me go over to mine.
Manage equipment, I believe.
So, if you already have daggers, you could alternatively go to the item, click on it, and increase the quantity.
Yeah, you can always do that. Yeah. So you can either manage equipment or just add some more.
This dagger and this.
I'm perhaps fortunate in that I don't wear armor.
By the way, what is your character in class now?
Loxodon, or Lock.
Ah,
So I
okay.
have
You're an
the,
elephant. Okay.
yes, Elephant Man.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I didn't give anybody a chance to introduce themselves. So why don't we take this moment right now? We'll go around the room so everybody can. You all have been talking in this room for a little bit. So, Todor, you are a kobold, but why don't you give everyone a little bit more detail on who you are?
Okay, so Tildor is like this. He's be quiet, Arthur. I see that. Tildor is a 2'7" white scaled kobold. He kind of has like what can be kind of reminiscent of a trench coat of sorts. It's more tailored to his size. The like typical beige coloring. Though it looks to be a bit more suited for battle, so to say. He looks decently old. If scales can wrinkle, they kind of have. He definitely has the kind of an experienced air about him. And other than that, he has a crossbow that's probably bigger than him on his back.
Thank you. Barry the Bard, would you like to describe your character a little bit for everybody in the room?
Barry's a 5'5" golden dragonborn that is a raging alcoholic. He has robes on all the way down to his feet, and he has a lute on his back. He has this just sort of kind of sad aura around him. You can tell that something's happened, but he always tries to not care about anything.
Thank you. Moving on to Fisher. Who are you?
Fisher is a human warlock with sort of short brown, like medium length brown hair. It doesn't go to his shoulders or anything. It's just kind of like long on top and has a couple strands that hang. He is skinny and about 5'8". 5'8", yeah, and he has a kind of a light air around him, but remains serious during the serious times. But for the most part, he can take everything in stride.
All right. Is it Galena?
Yep. She's a mountain dwarf barbarian. Very similar in personality to Barry the Bard. Sort of a haunted look in her eye, but also very excitable and bubbly and alcoholic. And she's 4'4", brown eyes, sort of like a reddish brown hair. Typical dwarf-looking lady.
All right, cool, thank you. And I'm going to butcher your name, Zanafia.
Actually, it's appropriate. Xenophia is a 4'11" satyr. Right now, she'd be basically dressed very Phoenician style. The only things of her out of battle outfit that she'd be wearing would be her scarf and her veil. She has a single horn, which is different from most satyrs, and like hanging from her neck is this very intricate-looking crystal. Other than that, at the moment, she'd be looking like a Grecian soldier. She has like studded leather armor on her. her quiver of javelins is just absolutely full now, and like she has a wooden shield and a spear.
I did forget to mention that Fisher also has a small pseudo dragon that sits on his shoulder most of the time.
Y'all are alcoholics. Me over here being the smoker.
I got coffee.
Everybody's got a vice. So is that a familiar Fisher? Or is
Yes,
that
it
just
is. It is my packed boon.
Pack familiar? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So
Her name is Tilly.
I already forgot his name. Rizka stands up and raises his arms. Well, if we're all armed and ready to go. Upstairs.
I believe I have yet to introduce myself.
Oh, did I skip someone? I'm sorry. Then Greyhigh.
Yes, this is not a problem. Nen is a rather large specimen, is almost 400 pounds and almost 8 feet tall, and has almost just rather plain attire on. You can tell he is a druid of some sort, and is currently holding a rather gnarled staff and a shield in his offhand, but also tends to gaze around unfamiliarly at buildings and food, as he is not from around here, and as such will generally stick to himself.
Okay, sorry for skipping you.
No, it's okay.
So, from what we can see, the Luxodon's not physically wearing armor?
No, though you can tell that my skin is incredibly gnarled and tough.
Xenophia will, however, out of almost maternal concern, turn to the Luxodon and is like, "You is adventuring. You want armor?" She pulls out. it's adorable because she pulls out her old leather armor, so it's not even the right size.
No. I thank you for the offer, but my skin is actually tougher than your armor if you would like to try. And I offer up a hand, or my left arm, to you.
So she she gives it a good thick grab. She's got like these longish claw-like fingernails on her,
Yeah.
and they, I guess, just do not penetrate.
Zelina looks at the arm like it is a big new toy, and she just very, shyly points at it and asks if she can touch it.
You could climb all over me. I could carry probably all of you on my back.
She
I'm
immediately sits on
immensely
your shoulders.
strong.
I definitely try this out.
Alright, how many people are climbing on the Loxodon?
I am
Mind
definitely,
you that I carry...
I am definitely trying to climb the
Not a
Loxodon.
child.
I think that's at least 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then, what's your carry weight?
Me too.
Give me a second. I think it's like 7... My max carry weight is like 700. My basic is 400 and something.
Yeah,
What's your
It's 120.
No, because I count as one size
I know.
larger as the
Your
Loxodon.
strength, and I'll calculate it for you.
I am
I weigh
135.
105. I weigh 105.
Okay, so we got 4 people.
pounds.
Yes. Carrying capacity is 420 pounds.
So you got 100 from Barry, 125.
135
It's
for myself.
105. Barry's is 105.
120 for the dwarf.
Okay.
Are you including the weight of your gears too?
Oh, Galena gets off.
Alright, well, you just have 4 people climb on you, so just make a basic strength check with advantage. Just to see if you can hold them up.
This is what D&D is all about.
Yes, this is
This is
so.
peak D&D.
You do have
It's-
advantage. So at the end,
Yes.
at ADV,
So wait, how do you add advantage?
you had ADV at the end. So it'd look like that.
Peak D&D right here.
Unfortunately,
Oh, no.
you seem to be having a bit of an off day and weren't quite ready for all four separate adventures to jump on you, and you find yourself prone on the ground, groaning in a little bit of pain. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you have fallen on their face.
This is why I didn't do it.
Selena
Oh,
burps, but apologizes.
Could I would help you up, but I don't think I would be much help.
that's okay. Don't worry about it. I asked for that.
Muska stands up like, well, if we're all done here with whatever that is, please follow.
What?
What's up? What's up?
So,
Yo,
bro, I got the best profile picture out here.
I know. You need me to send you a profile picture? Here, I got you.
No, I'm good. I like
No.
this one. This
No.
one's beautiful.
No, I got you.
I'm keeping this one.
Dude, literally, if I look in my downloads, all I see is Osu.
Oh my god.
Air. Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Here, I'll pick one.
You
Why
want-
that?
Dude, you want the one I have right now? Just change it to the same
No, I don't want that.
thing. Okay. I don't even have anything on here. Here, you want this one?
No, I changed mine already. My gosh. Why?
Nick the Depressed. Look, dude, depressed is spelled wrong.
Nick the Depressed.
You know, that's from one of Quackity's YouTube videos, I think. How do I change the title on YouTube for my live stream?
I'm not even watching it anymore.
I know. I just don't want to end it. Like, already. What do I do? Theme. Ew, the day theme looks garbage. Well, guess I'm not changing the title.
Welcome to us. Click the circles.
Get on.
To the beat.
The secession name is gonna be Join.
Huh?
The secession name.
Join
dude.
what?
Join.
The what?
The secession name is gonna be Join. No rotations.
Oh. On what?
What do you think? Osu.
Wait, what are we doing?
Just playing a couple songs. I want to play this new song. It's gonna remind me of my childhood. It just came out today. It just got released. Yeah. I'll eat later. She can if she wants to.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I gotta get on. Oh,